Hey there, Aaron Dunn here, and in this video we're going to take a look at our new lump sum payment. So this is where we have a member that wishes to take a benefit payment from their existing accumulation account, and this can be done in a couple of ways, whether it's paid as a cash payment or whether it's actually completed as a in-specie asset transfer. So we put in our basic fund details. Again, we can pick up the specific address here by checking that against the address file that we have in the system. And then once we look to do that, we look at the different trustee structure here. So we'll say we've got individual trustees here. To choose the address, we'll have John Smith, we'll say, and we'll have Jane Smith. And then from that, that'll enable us to choose the chairman. We'll put in our specific meeting date, the member that's to be paid that benefit payment, put in a date of birth. So if we say it's 1957, and then we'll choose the address, and then we're looking at here whether a condition of release has previously been met or we're meeting it now as part of the lump sum. So if we choose yes here, the documentation will reflect that a previous condition has been met. If it's not, then we get to choose the condition of release, and then that will populate into the document. So in this case, we'll assume that there's one that's been previously done, and then we move into the details of the specific benefit payment. So here we look at the clause, maybe allowing for that. Is it a rule or a clause in this instance? The date of the lump sum that's being made here, we'll call it the 1st of August. So it's a $25,000 payment. You can see that it's automatically working out the member's age. That's important because it's then going to determine the things that need to be done by the trustee in respect of the payment. Of course, if they're over the age of 60, that payment to them is non-assessable, non-exempt income. As this member is only 59, the documentation will incorporate that we need to prepare the necessary ATO stationery to ensure that that payment has been completed appropriately. And again, here we can choose whether it's a cash payment or whether it's an in-specie payment. The clause that enables that payment to be made in specie, and then we choose the number of assets and the detail of those specific assets. So in this instance, I'm just going to show cash to speed up the process in terms of this video. And then once we've completed that, we can then review the detail that we have in that. For our silver and gold members, you can simply submit the payment. For our bronze and free members, you would pay the product fee for this, but in this instance we're just going to submit this documentation, and then that will go ahead and produce that lump sum paperwork. Now we are working on the integration, so you'll be able to feed this information straight out of your SMSF software to help populate this information for you, but once that is done, we'll provide you with some further information. So that will then update your submitted documents area shortly. So I'll just put myself on pause for a second, and then what we will do is I'll come back once that document has been emailed to me. Okay, so if we go into our email now, we can now see that the lump sum documentation has been prepared. So if I just look to open this document, so we'll open up the file when it comes up. Okay, and we can see here we have our member request document. So if I just bring it over here into the PDF, we can see the member's request in respect to that payment. In this instance, it was a cash payment, if you recall, so to be paid to the nominated account. We then look at the trustee meeting in respect to that payment, the fact that the payment can be made, the powers of the fund's deed to ensure that that payment can be made, and then the necessary information that needs to happen around the trustee resolutions. And you can see here that needs to be paperwork, including payment summary, quarterly activity statement obligations where necessary to calculate any withholding tax from that payment, as opposed to where an individual was over the age of 60, that amount was just simply non-assessable to them. So all that information passes through to the trustee minute, and then finally the trustee notification. And again, the income tax status, as you're under 60 at this time, the amount is to be included as assessable income within your tax return for that year. So that's the lump sum documentation. If you do have any further questions in respect to that document, please feel free to get in contact with us. Thank you.